That breaking news, chaos in the Los Angeles airport. A gunman shoots his way past security, kills a TSA agent. Air travel around the country is disrupted. The gunman wounded other TSA agents before he was shot by police.
And a Milwaukee-area man came face to face with the gunman. We're going to hear from him in just a moment.
But first, Stephanie Stanton gives us an overview of the chaos at LAX.
A TSA official working Terminal 3 at the Los Angeles International Airport was one of 7 people wounded. Another TSA worker killed when a gunman, 23-year-old Paul Anthony Ciancia, opened fire with an assault rifle as he approached a security checkpoint line.
He proceeded up into the screening area where our TSA screeners are and continued shooting and went past the screeners back into the airport itself.
Airport police then rushed to the checkpoint.
They tracked the individual through the airport and engaged him in gunfire in Terminal 3 and were able to successfully take him into custody. Dozens
of passengers were nearby when shots rang out.
I was just standing there and just out of nowhere somebody started shooting.
Operations at the airport were disrupted, affecting travelers in other terminals as well.
They had us evacuate to the other side of the terminal, and then they came through about 5 minutes later and told us we were leaving the terminal.
Passengers were loaded onto buses to clear the area. Inbound and outbound flights were halted for a while those headed for LA but hadn't taken off yet were grounded. Police say they believe Ciancia, who's in custody, acted alone, but can't say why he did it. Stephanie Stanton, NBC News, Los Angeles.
And we're just getting some late-breaking information in on this story from New Jersey, where the suspect originally is from. His father said he got word today that his son had been talking about committing suicide of some type. So we don't know for sure if that was the motive, but maybe this was a so-called cop-by-suicide attempt.
Yeah, very frightening to think that he put so many lives in jeopardy. Yeah. Very terrifying to think of being in a situation like that.
But a Greenfield man actually came face-to-face with the gunman and even asked him a question. Yona Gavino continues our breaking news coverage. Yona.
Mike and Carol, this story hits very close to home for us. Leon Sarian is the father of a producer for 620 WTMJ. I just spoke with our radio station, and he spoke to them as well moments after the shooting. Leon Sarian just lived through a nightmare. He was just trying to get back to Milwaukee, but came face to face with a gunman instead.
He had a rifle in his hand. He looked at me and he said, TSA? And I shook my head. And he kept going.
Sarian was going through security when chaos erupted. Some of the TSA workers hit the ground. They told everyone to run towards the gate. But Sarian couldn't run because his shoes and belt were off.
I was trying to gather up my stuff and get going. And the TSA worker right behind me saw me and said, get out of here, get down there. He grabbed my shoes. And I just started running.
The TSA agent and Leon sprinted together to escape the danger.
I got halfway down the hall. He went and ducked into a store with my shoes, and I was in the hallway cowering when the guy came through.
That's when the gunman grabbed him, looked him in the eyes, and asked if he was a TSA agent.
So this guy was in the concourse?
Well, he was in the concourse. Yeah, he had gone through the security area because the security area just cleared out when they heard the shots. So he had gotten right through the security area. So basically he shot his way into the security area, and he kept on going through the concourse. And then, you know, the place closed in. The police closed in. I don't know what happened to him after that because I didn't see him. I just stayed hidden for about 10, 15 minutes. Security agent that was with me, the TSA agent that was with me, had gotten hit, and he was bleeding. He was carrying my shoes.
Now, we've been trying to reach Leon all day to see how he's doing. I just spoke to his son, who works for 620 WTMJ. He doesn't know when his dad will be able to come home, but he's thankful he's okay. And of course, we're working on getting all the updates for you, and we'll have the very latest for you at 6. Mike and Carol?
Yeah, thankfully he's okay. Very frightening. Thank you, Yona.